Hi, and welcome back to build video number 3 of the 2020 CF Moto C Force 600, brought to you by Excite Motorsports out of Vestal, New York, where we are custom building or showing you how we're building a mud version CF Moto C Force 600. In this week's video, we put the ITP Mega Mayhem tires on. These are 1.5 inch lug ITP Mega Mayhems. They're 28 912s. I went 28 912 all the way around. I did not do wider because I wanted to keep all the widths the same. When we did last week, we put the high lifter lift kit in. That included the spacers for the rear. I also added 1-inch spacers on the front. I called high lifter and asked for the 1-inch wheel spacers that came on the rear to be sent for the front, because I did notice that if you really cranked on it all the way, you'll just barely get one of those lugs to start biting into that inner fender plastic on the very inside by the engine here. Right down here, if you can see, you'll start to grab some of this stuff down here. Now you could just remove it and say screw it. I felt it would be better not to take the chance of ripping it out of there, and B, I prefer not to remove inner fenders because it helps keep all that mud from getting to your engines and building up. And I like the way it looks with the wheel spacers. I didn't have the wheel spacers on originally, and these tires were in a little bit. It almost looked like the front end was too narrow with these big beefy tires. So I think with those wheel spacers up front, it really helps add to the aesthetics. These lugs are big. I haven't done much riding with them. As far as I can tell on the soft grass, they didn't really notice any chatter much. Obviously, they're a little bit rougher than the stock tires, but they weren't really anything noticeable. I'm sure on hard pack surfaces, concrete, driveways, anything like that, you're going to get a little bit more chatter out of them. But at the same time, you're looking at a 1.5 inch mud tire. You're not going for a turf tire. So if you're looking to ride on turf, then that's not the tire you're looking for. I'm looking to go through deep mud. I put them on the stock rims. The one thing I did notice on the stock rims, I didn't know until it was too late, was that the rear and the front have different offsets on the rims. So I had mounted, because they're directional tires obviously, I mounted one of the rear rims for the front and went to put it on, and when I did, it was hitting into the bracket for the high lifter bracket. It was actually that far in that the tire was hitting that. Soon after I figured that out, I had to swap out the tire. But just so you know, if you're going to swap out tires on your CF Moto, the rear and the front have different offsets, so make sure that the rears go back on the rear and the fronts go back on the front, or else you're going to have problems when it comes to steering and suspension, because it's all going to be rubbing. That being said, I have to say a shout out to Rock Sales and Service here in New York State. They hooked me up with these tires. You can order from them from anywhere in the country. They do new parts, used parts, aftermarket parts, snowmobile and ATV parts, and most of the time, if they're ordering them, they can have them drop shipped right to your house, which is amazing because you don't have to leave your couch to get brand new tires at a great deal. So if you guys are interested in any aftermarkets, accessories, used or new parts, I will attach their page with their contact information, so you can give them a call before you go buy your next accessories and help out a local business and a family-run business. That being said, other than putting the tires on, I haven't done much this week. I haven't obviously gotten to ride these tires in the mud, and I will do that eventually, but I'm waiting on a radiator relocator and a snorkel kit for this quad, which has currently been in the mail, but due to COVID has been delayed extremely. So my next video will be installing the snorkel kit and the radiator relocator kit. I'm hoping that I will get it this week or next week. That being said, it might be a couple weeks before my next video comes out. If that is that way, I will try to come up with some other ideas for some other modifications on this and do some videos for that to keep you guys informed. If you like my videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I'll do a couple shots around here on this quad so you can see what it looks like with these tires. The CF Moto is looking like a beast with these tires on. I cannot wait to get this thing muddy and see how it does. Now that I've put the tires on, The quad obviously sits up even higher. I will also give you some measurements of that in 1 second here. Let me grab my tape measure. Alright, so I'm going to do from the ground to the bottom of the top rack. We're going to be just about 41.5, and I will do on the back to the bottom. I'm at just about 39.5 here. I have a little bit of slant in my floor, so that might play a little bit, but I don't think it's changing that too much. I forgot what the stock measurements were off the top of my head, but I'll tell you what, this thing has all kinds of clearance. I put these 28s on with the lift kit, obviously, and the wheel spacers, and I have nothing but room here. If I crank this thing all the way over, let me set this down. I still have plenty of room. The inside gets pretty close now, but now that I have these 1-inch wheel spacers, I'm not worried about it grabbing at all. I would suggest, if you're going to go with these big meaty tires, put some 1-inch spacers on the front end. Like I said, not only for the aesthetics to make it look nice, because that front looks so narrow it kind of looked weird, but also for if you're going to get in that deep mud and you start cutting hard on the wheels, the last thing you want to do is rip out inner fenders or start ripping out parts of your quad, because that's no fun to fix. That being said, I'd like to do a shout out to Excite Motorsports. Obviously, they are the ones helping us out with this build. So if you have any questions, you want to look at a CF Moto, buy one, prices, they deliver anywhere in New York State and Pennsylvania for free if you buy it from them. You don't even have to leave your couch. You can do almost all the sales purchases online. Give them a call. And you know, my shout out to Rocks for hooking us up with these tires. Awesome people out there. They got some awesome parts people. They do service as well out there. Some awesome service people. If you have any questions about aftermarket accessories, like I said, or new or used parts for your quad or snowmobile, call them up, and hopefully they can drop ship them right to your house, depending on what the part is, and you'll have brand new tires without having to leave your couch. Thank you for watching this video. At the end of the video, I will include Rock Sales and Service contact information for you, and I look forward to talking to you next week. Bye-bye.